So James, building credibility with clients is incredibly important. That's, positioning Marshall White and also importantly positioning you as an agent.
Yes.
And I know you're very passionate about making sure that market position, that credibility comes through loud and clear.
Definitely.
Can we spend a bit of time talking about that?
Yeah, definitely. So I think credibility statements is basically, it's incredibly important to winning the confidence of your client. So many of us, me included occasionally, when you're on the run, you're busy and you're about to do a listing presentation, all you're focused on is just, unloading all that information. And it's a massive sort of information dump.
Yeah, step aside, I know what you need, form, here it comes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think one of the most important things you actually need to do is to actually slow down the process and use the credibility statement or positioning statement to basically understand a little bit more about the client, but also to allow the client who you are. It's very, very useful for both people who are new into the industry. It gives them an opportunity to explain where do they fit into the organisation. They may not be very experienced in real estate, but they have a passion, they have an interest around something that they relate to real estate. It also tells the client something about you, how you tick, why you're at Marshall White. It's also vitally important for more experienced people who may be meeting someone they've never met before, and it gives you an opportunity to explain who you are, how you tick and how you work in the organisation. So there are, positioning statements are not just about you, they're also about Marshall White. So I always try and ask the vendor, what do they know about Marshall White? Have they heard of Marshall White? Who do they know anyone at Marshall White? It's a very, very good question, because from that will come information that's going to possibly assist you winning the business.
Yeah, fantastic. So James, how about we talk about some practical examples of positioning statements, maybe with someone who's relatively new.
Yeah.
Either to Marshall White and or to the business.
So a positioning statement for somebody who's relatively new is very, very important, because it gives them an opportunity to explain to the vendor how they actually fit into the organisation and why they joined Marshall White. It's a brilliant example or opportunity for you to talk about why Marshall White was your first choice in terms of moving into a real estate role. Marshall White is an amazing organisation. You're surrounded by people who want to be the best in their field, whether it's sales or property management or trust or marketing. You're surrounded by some very, very successful, switched-on people, and I was very lucky to have an opportunity to join Marshall White. You can also talk about where you've come from. I think some guys who've joined Marshall White are from sales backgrounds within other industries. I would talk about that. I would actually say, look, my background is cars, my background is food, whatever it is, but I love people. I love working with people, and real estate is about people. It's about relationships. So if you're passionate about that and you love working with people and nurturing relationships, then real estate is for you. And I see myself as that type of person. That's the type of dialogue I'd be encouraging some of the younger guys. So relate your previous life, if you like, to how it works in a real estate.
And then that second part is why join Marshall White. So if you're coming from another agency into Marshall White,
maybe,
a great part of that credibility statement could be the reason why I made the decision to join Marshall White is I wanted to give my clients the best service,
the best technology,
and
best resources,
and ultimately the best results.
Exactly.
So I'm delighted to be here today representing Marshall White.
Absolutely, and you can say I approached several real estate agents and I had an opportunity of joining Marshall White, and I grabbed it because I know Marshall White is an amazing organisation. It has great training. You're surrounded by people who are amazing, they're going places, and I want to be part of that. So that's the sort of positioning statement I'd encourage.
And then bring that to my clients to give them a competitive edge.
Well, what's that going to, how's that going to help me is perhaps what the client is thinking.
Yes.
And I think you can say that I believe that, along with my passion for working with people and my desire to be the best salesperson in this area, that I think my passion, my energy is going to assist you in delivering an amazing result for you, because I'm part of a great team. And then you can third-party sell who you're listing with. Now, don't forget, you're in a listing situation perhaps with a senior colleague or a colleague, and then you can third-party sell each other. So the positioning statement works really, really well.
Excellent, very good.
So you don't have to be super experienced to use the positioning statement at all.
Great. Would you bring any market stats in there, do you think? Would you bring any market knowledge into there?
I think you definitely want to use a case study with the positioning statement around Marshall White's focus in the area or specialisation in the particular suburb. I would use a recent sale that your team or you, or not necessarily your team actually, just somebody at Marshall White's had an amazing result nearby.
That we've achieved.
This is the result. This is the story. So you've got to be good at telling stories. So you need to know. So where possible, you need to have 2 or 3 case studies in the back of your mind so you can talk confidently about those case studies.
And not just what was achieved, but how we actually went about achieving it.
Yeah, and how it would relate to this situation, your
and then
home.
link it in.
Yeah.
So a key importance there is the relevance of the case study for the client. So they totally get that, hey, you're adding value to me, even sharing this so early in the process.
Yeah. And I think my energy, my desire to learn is only going to help me deliver to you a great service. So and I'm supported by great people.
Fantastic. And if let's say you're experienced?
Well, I use the positioning statement all the time, because there are often people I already know, but I still would use a positioning statement as to, if I haven't sort of, if I'm in front of somebody I've known for many, many years, it's slightly different. I'm talking about where I'm currently at, what I've sold recently, what's relevant to my client's situation. But if I don't know the client, I'd actually absolutely want to tell them that I've been part of Marshall White for 18 years. I love Marshall White, and it's my life. It's a great organisation, and I think we provide the best resources for you. So I'd just be passionate about why Marshall White and how I fit into Marshall White, and that I'm still essentially a salesperson looking after my clients' needs. So I'm not running rent rolls or running businesses. I'm actually at the coal face, helping my clients achieve their property goals.
Yeah, fantastic, great. And as simple as that is, that would be very comforting for a client to hear around it. Anything else on the whole? Well,
it's a pre-frame. I think it's a pre-frame also. So I'm basically pre-framing that, because they're probably going to be told by the other agent maybe that James is a director, he's this, he's that, he's not necessarily going to be personally handling it. So I would actually also talk them through that I am actually involved. I do have people who support me through the process, and this is David or this is Anna, so I'd be then third-party selling those people. So I'm sort of making sure that any bombs dropped later on by other agents, I've covered off on them.
You're pre-bombing the bombs?
I'm pre-bombing the bombs.
So they don't explode?
Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, James, awesome to chat with you around that. I think it's such an important component to building that credibility, making clients feel comfortable so they can appoint you as their agent.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about.
Excellent. Thanks for supporting the Marshall White Way. You've been a fantastic support over the years in helping others in the organisation advance, and this is just another step in that particular process.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you.